last night or this morning. Okay, brothers and sisters, good morning. My name is Ron Tan. Uh, and I'd like to express my gratitude. It's always my pleasure to be able to share some of my experience with all of you. And very, very thankful for Sister for inviting me to share today. All right. Okay, so let's get started, right? Okay. Okay, here's me. Okay, I'm very thankful. Just as I mentioned, very grateful, very blessed to be able to be with you this morning. And I think Joe has already mentioned to you some of the background where I came from. And I think today maybe perhaps I'll share a little bit more with you. I think many of you may have seen me before, but may not know my story. Today I will share this with you as well. Right, and I also like to welcome all our new builders, especially those that have started to commit to want to build this fantastic new skin business together with success together. Right, I think it's always good to be able to run together towards a common goal, right? And I welcome you all today, right? And I think in our ST culture, we all share to make sure that we all learn from each other experiences so that we can all reach our ST30 goal, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's quickly get started. Now, as many of you, right, this is me when I first came or when I was first introduced to New Skin. I think as many of you also, you were probably introduced to a set of 90-day program, right? So here I was, this is when I was still in my corporate life, still eating without hesitation or thinking about my health and so forth, right? And me and my wife, I think at that time we were thinking we were still Superman and Supergirl, right? I can say, okay, still eat, no problem. You know what I mean? We're still young, I think, right? So until we were introduced to the benefits of the 90-day program, and in 90 days, right? Wow, we managed to shed, I think, about 8 to 9 kilograms of weight, and we both get healthier, right? And I think fast forward over the years, right? So that's where we were last year, and this is me today. You can see, right? Yeah. So I think I like to, number one, be very grateful, very thankful to New Skin for having such a fantastic product, right? And not only our 90-day program, right? I think from that both of us actually went into our skincare program, went into all of the other products of New Skin, and we eventually start to use almost every other products, right? And I think if you come into our house today, you'll probably see a lot of New Skin products everywhere, from hand wash, from face, everything, shampoo and all that, right? I think over the years, we've sort of believed this product and we fell in love with it, and we continue to use it now. It's good, right? I think this is something that you can also do. Okay, a little bit of me about my transformation. How about myself as a person? I didn't start New Skin immediately after school. Of course, I see some now new graduates have done that. That's very good. Congratulations. But I didn't. I didn't. I think because I came from the era where, go to school, study, work hard, and build a family and take care of your future. That kind of era, right? So I started off as an engineer. So I think today when you hear me talk today, it may be a bit logical in terms of the thought process, right? Because of my many years of training as an engineer, right? Which I make to good use, right? To be honest, I make to good use in terms of doing this business, right? So I started off as an engineer working in the labs. I was in an R&D lab uh, and designing telephones at that point in time, right? And then after a while, I didn't quite like where I see my future to be. Because in the lab, very confined in the four spaces. So I ventured into IT industry. Right? I stayed quite many years in the IT industry, and I moved up the rank, and I sort of took care of management, marketing for local as well as for regional officers as well. Okay, now because I come from a background where my father used to own a business, so I always wanted to own a business. So I was looking for ways to own a business, right? So, and after I think maybe about close to more than 10 years in the IT industry, so I started to do an IT software business, right? With my ex-boss. So my relationship with my ex-boss was quite good. I started my own business. Right? But at that point in time, you know, traditional business is not easy to do. It's also very challenging. But we say, okay, this is our business, we can do it, right? But sometimes there are factors that are external, right? The dot-com bust, a lot of all this, right, made it very, very challenging. So after about 3 years or so, we decided to sell off the company, and I went back to work again, right? So when I went back to work, right, there wasn't much to in terms of business perspective, right? I always wanted to own. So along the ways, like many of you, I'm sure also, right, I ventured into things like other network marketing company. I went into what do you call that? Financial planning. I went to health planning, and things like that, right? Because I was a customer. I'm a customer, and then of course my agent will come and recruit me, so to speak. Hey, Ron, come and do lah, and do all this. And because I wanted a business, I say, okay, tell me more about it. So I was open. Right? It was very open, and I went into it. Right? I went into it, and then when I was the all things start to change when I attended SD convention. Rest convention, they'll talk about, maybe I go back the slide, they talk about ESPI, right? So they ask a very important question to me, which I'm going to share with you, fast forward the slide a bit, was, are you able to achieve financial freedom with where you are right now? If you were to do where you are right now. So no one have asked me this question before in my total 120 years of working experience, right? Nobody has ever asked me. So when I think about it, right, obviously the answer is no, lah, right? Then I start to look around the room, right? I said, wow, all these people, right? This is an MLM event, right? In my mind at that time, I said, why there's so many top management people, doctors, lawyers, accountants? What are they doing here, right? And so when I hear the defining moment for me was at PWTC at that point in time when I hear our system founder, Reinhold, explain the business, the OPP. I said, oh my goodness, that's what I want, right? That's what I've been looking for, right? That kind of business, right? But my previous experience in network marketing has not been good, lah. It's keep selling, keep pushing people and all that, right? Which I sort of, after a while, I say no to network marketing. But after hearing from Brain, I say, this is what I want, but is it network marketing, man? To me, right? Because it's doing business, and not only doing business, right, it's doing global business, right? So who don't want that, right? I wanted that, and I'm sure a lot of people wanted that, right? So since that day, New Skin has been a gift, right? And I'm sure many of you feel the same way as well. Whether you've attended our SD convention or whether you have attended our LTS, right? You must have felt something, right, to say that, hey, this is it, lah. This is what I want, right? Rather than just keep working for people and all that, right? Keep working for people, we all can do, right? But what is the things that we want to do to change our life, right? And I think this was the environment that I was comfortable with, right? So I'm sure you will find the same as well. Okay, so I learned, I went into the business, fast forward, just share with you a little bit. So I found that, I can help a lot. My family members, this is my son, my sister-in-law in Australia, this is my mother-in-law. So we help a lot, right, with the powerful New Skin product. Whether you are in weight management, whether you want to look good, whether you have health-related issues. Like if you look at my mother-in-law, she is currently 95 this year. My goodness, right? Thanks to age lock, right? I mean, she's still looking good, and able to take care of herself. Not so much take care of herself, but be able to be more aware, about things around her, and can still remember who we are. And I think at this age, right, that's fantastic, right? So it sort of gave me that value, right? And also that when I started the really business, I was able to reconnect back with my friends, my wife's friends, and we were able to do this business globally. So my sister-in-law is actually in Melbourne. Right? So we were starting to talk to her, and then she started to do the business as well. And then we also got together with some other friends that we have met when they were in Malaysia, and then they're in Australia. And then we say, hey, actually we can do this global business. Right? So those are some of the fantastic value that I got, me and my wife got from New Skin, right? And here's a picture of my sister-in-law and her team, and her team from Africa, from Indians who are from Australia, all over. So it's fantastic. Right. So when you hear this, right, I'm sure you'll realize that, you can have this too. Right? It is not only me, it's because we choose to partner with a global partner called New Skin. Right? And we are able to do this is because a lot of people say, hey, Ron, how you manage to do a global business, right? Last time you used to do an IT business, you find it that it's quite challenging and all that, but now you're doing a global business. How is it possible? Actually, I say it's not me. It's not me that I'm good in building global business, right? In a way, I am good, but actually not fully credited to me. But because I chose to partner with a global company called New Skin, that they are already in places like South Africa, Melbourne, wherever, they're all 50 countries. So it's quite smart of us now, all of us here, to be able to partner with such a company because they already have the infrastructure. So all we need to do is share the products, the benefits that I got, and I think it's quite natural, right? Quite natural for all of us. It's something that all of us can do, right? So from that we said that, hey, I can go. So where are my other friends, right? So I got friends in Jakarta, I got friends in the US, I got friends in Singapore. I start to write down all the name list and start to connect with them, right? So this is also something you can do, brothers and sisters, right? So this is not rocket science or whatever, right? It's everybody can do it. So it sort of comes back into my mindset, right, that everybody can succeed in this business, right? By virtue of this, right? So that later on, I learned a little bit more about passive income, right? Why is it important to have passive income, right? Our 525, 125, I'm sure you have seen this bubble or whatever you want to call it, right? So it's basically building assets, right? So it's building assets, right? So there is this power of what they call long-term passive exponential income. So this is something unheard of for me, when I was when I was in employment for many years, right? Many years I always focus on how to hit my target, how to excel my commission, how to make sure there's no cap in my commission, right? But that you can never win. The company will always have a cap one, right? Because they don't want to pay too much, right? But over here, I realized that, hey, actually, there's no limit to how much we can earn, right? So as you can see, right, evidence, right, of course, because I was an engineer, evidence where you look at all our COEs, my goodness, right? There's so many of them. What does that mean? It means they continue to make money. So this long-term passive exponential income is real. So for me, I say, okay, so what do I need to do? Right? I'm sure all of you, right? So I'd like to, at this point, thank my upline mentor, Don and Ichiro, as well as Andy and Annie, which have been patiently guiding me. Especially, I've been in the industry for many years, right? So I probably think I know a little bit about sales, but not the type of sales that we have to do in this business, right? So actually, the sales that we do in this business actually is a little bit different, which I explain to you shortly. But there are three things that we need to master, as I realized in the journey. Number one, of course, is sales. Number two is follow up and activation, because we want to grow more franchises in our network rather than just do individual sales, right? And ultimately, is the process of duplication, because in order for you to have exponential, you need to duplicate so that more people can do the same things that we do, right? So it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot logical sense so that we can grow a big business. Otherwise, if you do everything by yourself, we can't, right? So I think we all understand this, right? So we come back, the fundamental is we have to do sales. Okay, so this is the reason why we're doing this class today. Okay, so I think if some of you are new, right? So for example, when I came in, I was not new in the sense that I've been doing sales for a few years, many years, and I sort of got used to people saying no. I sort of got used to losing tenders and things like that, right? It's sort of expect it to be right. But it's still scary for young people or young builders like yourself, right? So I think if not only sales, right? I think for anything that we do, right? If you want to do it for the first time, probably it's scary, right? is probably like, I think maybe I explained to you, share with you a little bit. We just completed a retreat a couple of days ago, and we went on some roller coaster ride and things like that. Right? So of course, I've been on roller coasters ride before, right? So I thought, okay, I can do that. This one no problem. But I haven't been for a long time. So I tell you, right, at that point in time when I really stepped up to it, I was scared. I was scared, and I had two choices. I said, "Oh, better not lah. I'm not young anymore. Last time can lah, now cannot." Right? So there was a ton of excuses that came into my mind. Can lah, you cannot, better go lah. You later heart attack how? So all of these things came into my mind. Right? So that was the first thought. Right? So the second thought, I said, "Hey, I've done this before. Right? Shouldn't be a problem, right? Just enjoy it. What was the thing that I did last time? I just go out and scream, right? So actually, that's what I want. So I started to shift my focus, right, to the end result. I enjoy myself the last time, right? So I started to say, hey, actually, I can do this. I enjoy myself. So the net was, after that, I came back, I was very happy. And I wanted to go back again. Right? So I had a feeling before, and I had a feeling again, right? So which means that this scary thing, right, is not real. I mean, it's real, but you can overcome it, right? You want, So, it's actually the outcome that we want. It's the outcome that we want is on the other side of everything that, we don't feel like doing, right? Actually, of course, I want to enjoy but I was scared of heights being overturned. So I started to count how many times the thing goes upside down. I got scared, right? So, but then after that, I said, no, I want to enjoy myself. So the net was, I managed to overcome it. So it is no rocket science. Actually, so when I compare to this topic that I want to talk today, right, is it scary? I think for if it is the first time, yeah, maybe it's scary. So actually, but what are you scared of? So when I was on the roller coaster, I was scared of falling down, heart attack, I was scared of all of this, right? So actually, when you talk about scares, actually, what are we afraid of? Right? So if you think closely, right, maybe you think worry about people rejecting you, maybe you also do this kind of business, man. People judge you, you're concerned, maybe you say, yeah, I'm not good at talking one. I'm not good at selling or convincing people. I have to do all that. I'm not good. Actually, why do you think you're not good? Why do you think you have to convince them? It's because maybe primarily we don't have confidence. Right? So, like, for example, when I go on a ride, do I have confidence? Second time, I tell you, I will damn have confidence, right? But first time, I was a bit scared, right? So, same here, it's like in this business, if maybe you don't have confidence, you're afraid, afraid of what people judge you, people say no to you, people say, yeah, why you do this business there? So then I realized, right, if you switch again, right, we just have to switch our focus, right? Rather than to make a sale, right? Here's where we teach, right? Like in CMC, you hear many, many, many times that we teach you to make a difference, right? Means what? Make a difference. How can you make a difference to the person's life? How can you share your experience? Like for example, I lost the weight, I improved my health, my skin got better. How did I do it? Right? So people start to use, what product you use? So I share. So it's something that we can do, right? So this is not so scary in a way, but something that we can do, right? So it comes to this next thing that we talk about, right? In Success Together is we talk about positioning, right? So is when you go and talk to somebody, right, or when you do this business, right, do you actually go and take, I have to close a certain point value, do I have to go and take, talk to the person, convince the person to go and buy from me, or do you want to go out and help people? So that was a big drastic change, right? That I went through, right? And I think that we all have to go through. We all have to go through it. So if you change yourself to, okay, I want to give, you want, when you take, you don't want done now, it's okay, but what I cannot force you, But what am I going to give you first? Right? You start to think, right? I think the first thing I do is I will educate you first, right? I will educate, but before I educate you, right, I will ask you, I always say, become a doctor, become a doctor, I diagnose you, diagnose, right, and find out what you want, and then I give you what you want, right? So I think in that manner, it's not so scary. So I end up asking more, hey, what's your life and all that, So I ask you more and things like that. Then I'll find solution for you. So it's not convincing, right? Because I know sometimes the first time when you meet people, whether they know you long enough or not, they may not buy from you, they may not trust you. because it takes time. A lot of all this takes time, right? But then it's in my position, right, to keep going back now. Do I really want to help the person or not, right? So I'm so thankful, right, that system has come up with all of these components, right, to help us. So number one is like give or take, lor. So number two is how do you have this? Can you ask this question or not? What question do you have to ask? Ask yourself, right? And you will see your friend, right? Why you need to sit down? It's a very simple question. You want to see your friend because you want to help them with the army and all that, right? So the first one, why he did? Well, because in the past he has been complaining lah, leg pain lah, this lah, that lah. It's what will happen if he really slim down. So again, I ask myself, right? So this sort of repositions myself, right? You can ask, you have to ask yourself as well, right? Because it repositions you. So when you do this kind of repositioning, shifting of focus, right? So like playing kung fu lah, you shift your energy here, you play tai chi in terms of the kung fu, right? Actually, you become more confident, right? You will be, right? You will be, right? So if you think yourself about all these questions, right, you will be better. Okay, so thankful for system for helping us to do all this. So now come back to our topic for this closing, right? So I think once you are able to position ourselves well as I'm going to help people, I'm going to position to give, I want to understand more people, want to connect and all that, right? So that's good, right? So that is good, right? But again, we are in business, right? We're in business, right? We're in business, that means we need sales volume, we need to grow our business. So like, for example, today, if you want to help people, it's all good, right? It's all characters in us, like positioning us, but at the same time now you're in doing business. So when you're doing business, what you need, you need income, lor. Definitely we all need income, right? So here is why the 10K lah. So 10K was number one, right? I mean, it's one of many reasons, right? The first reason they will obviously see one is giving income, lor, right? So this is what we call active income. If you do 10K, you get X amount of money. You get more than 10K ringgit in Malaysia. You get more than 4 to 5K Sing dollars. So immediately you see income one. And so you're happy, right? So you continue to do 10K, right? You continue to do 10K, right? But then after a while, you say, you're quite strong, quite tired, right? But then you must have another reason why. Not only you do yourself, right? So the second reason is you need to master. So when you want to master something, you have to keep on doing, keep on doing, keep on doing. Will you hit 10K every time? Not likely, but you can be close, or you can exceed, or you can be 10, you can be 8, you can be 12, you can be 20. Nobody says you hit 10K every time one, right? What that means is that you can consider it's like a practice session. Practice 10K is your goal, right? And then when you keep on doing, what will happen is you become better. You become better. You get better at it, right? So this process we know. I don't have to teach you this, right? We all know one. Practice makes perfect, all right? But what we also may need to do is, hey, why do I want to be so good in this? It's because when you have 10K, right, you also have a lot of raw materials, right, in our process, right? We call it raw materials, people to help to bring into our business, right? So if you want 10K, you want the income, you think about your friend who want to slim down. After they slim down, they also want what you want, ma. So that's what happened to me, right? So when I first came in, of course, I regained my health, and then my upline asked me, hey, you want 10K or not? Of course I want, but who don't want? And the question is, they will always come back as, I'm scared lah, I don't do that. We know, right? So we shift them back, no? And then we teach them how to do 10K. Right? So when you're able to duplicate this down to many people in our group, right? You have a lot of 10K achievers in your group, right? So logically, that's how it works. Numerically, logically, and all that, accounting wise, that's how it works. So the more 10K you have means the more sales volume you have. So the more sales volume you have, the more income you get. Right? So logically, it all connects together. So that is why we need to do 10K, right? So it's quite straightforward, right? I hope you'll get it, right? So forget about the I'm scared and all that, but if you reshift back, right, you will now know what to do, how to position. But most importantly is I have to set that goal. I want to hit 10K. For why? For these two reasons, right? I want to have income, number one. Number two, I want to show you that it can be done. Number three is I want to show my network that it can be done so that I can duplicate down to my network so that everybody can do it, right? And when everybody does that, it sort of change your life. That's why we call it a life transforming opportunity, right? And so this is where we are. Lah. So now you know the why, right? So of course, I think a lot of people in your mind will say, how to do it, right? Right. So there's nothing short of something what we call action, lah, right? So I think this is also not new. This is something that all of us know. All of us know, right? What do you mean? All of us know. But for example, right, when you want to, when I have my son, right, when he learns to walk, what did he do? Did he stop trying after he fall down? No, he keep on walking, right? So what did he do? He had massive action, man. He just kept on doing. So did he bother whether he fall down, hurt himself? Did he understand that he has to stop? He had emotion? None of the above. So how come he's able to walk? How come we are able to walk? Because we did massive action ourselves. Right? It's the same, it's similar, like it's similar that we need to have massive action. Right? Now then the engineer in me, right, to say, okay, massive action. It means what? Massive action. What do I have to do? Chong, go and find, right? Is that what you mean? Yes, it's true, but you have to do something every day, right? So massive action means you have to do something every day, means you have to have a habit, right? You have a habit. So a habit to do what? Habit to do what? That's a habit to, like, for example, close deals lah, meet prospect lah, do OPP lah, follow up lah. And also there's a whole list of things that we must do to do the thanking, right? We must do. We must meet new prospect. We must expand our name list. We must follow up on those people that we have talked to, right? Then we have to have OPP. What do we talk? All of this we must have ready. And it's all massive action. So in a way that you are doing business, man. So when you open up your shop, right, if I compare, open up your shop, right, you have to get your shop ready, man. What you have to do every morning, you have to wipe the table, you have to clean the floor, all this you have to do, man. It's all massive action, man. Right? You have to do the same thing. So, but in here, we just make sure that we manage our business. Okay, now we have number one, you have to have activities. Oh. Number two is we have to plan. Oh. We cannot just say, oh, I go already, the guy not there, how? Yeah, okay, let's enjoy lah. We cannot have that, man. Because we are doing business, man. So we have to plan. Oh, if the person is not there, what do we do? Right? Where else can I go? Who's my backup? So all of this is massive action in terms of planning, right? So we have to do. And also, are you prepared with your tools? Is your tools ready? Is your chart ready? Or whatever you need to do your presentation, is it ready? Is it updated? Have you gone through the slides? You know what to talk or not? So all of these are massive action also. In a way, right? It's all preparation. So that's massive action, right? But you will only do that when you have one goal. Right? You know where you're going. So the 10K is a very good goal. That means you have to set the goal. Set the goal and say, okay, I have to do it no matter what. I have to lock the goal and allocate time to do this. So whether you're doing part-time, full-time, you have to allocate time to do all of this. The planning process, the getting the preparation process, and also the actual activity process. Okay, so these are the things you have to do. So doesn't mean that when you do network marketing, you do your free time, part time, you do that. No such thing, brothers and sisters. No such thing. I just hate to break it for you. But I think if you want to build a business, we have to allocate time, we have to invest time, and we have to make full use of our time. Okay. Now this is expectation of ourselves, right? So this we have to do in terms of massive action. Now, along the way, right, when we get into all the massive action and all that, right, what do we need to do? Will we have sunny sky, rainbow every day, man? Don't have, man. When you open your shop, will you get a customer coming every day, man? Don't have, man. So you know that one. So in this business, you also know, man, you cannot have that, man. So what you need to do is you have to settle ourselves, right? Which means you have to be positive, lah. Right? So again, this being positive is also not new. Everybody can. You can. Everybody can if you choose to do it. Right? So I remember my son also, they're always positive, man. very positive, right? Every time, right? They stand up, lah, they do this, and but they're also very demanding, you know? They cry, lah, and things like that, right? Because they don't know how to handle emotions or something like that, right? But in our case, right, we have to learn how to be positive. So this is a skill that we have to do lah. That's why we have this in the slide over in this slide over here, right? That we have to learn to be positive, right? So some people will say, "Hey, Ron, how you become so positive all the time? Yeah, you think the world is perfect? Why you so positive? Or you know all this? How can got war happening? All this? How come you can positive, right?" So the most important thing that when I say positive, doesn't mean that the world is perfect. I know I cannot control what's happening in the world, but I can control the world in me, lah. You know what I mean? I can control, So this again, brothers and sisters, is not, I tell you one, this is what Master Rinho also already told us. He said, do the things that you can control. Don't think about things you can't control, right? So we already know this. So how? If I can positive, I control myself, I can control my thoughts, I control. Can I feel negative at times? I can. It's okay. I feel for a while, 3 seconds. After I be positive again, no? Can or not? Can. Right? So if your brain can do it, you can do it. A lot of times, sometimes we give ourselves excuses. I oversee cannot do that. Is the one who gives excuses who? It's me. You get what I mean, brothers and sisters? So I think number one we need to do is the first thing that I learned from here is how do I be positive? All of that is to be grateful. Right? Great gratitude is fantastic. You just be grateful, say I'm thankful. Thankful today I have an opportunity to share. Thankful I'm able to wake up this morning. I'm thankful I can breathe. I can walk. If you have all of that, right, suddenly, oh, you're so positive, which actually you are, lah. You woke up, it's good. So all of us can be positive, right? Now, also another thing is expectation. When you say, how do I be positive? How come I'm down? You expect sometimes to have the result immediately. Is us, right? It's expectation, right? So from this business, I also learned to be more patient. Right? I don't have so much expectation. I'm patient as long as I'm working on the right track, right? I be patient, and I will sure get one. Right? So it's called persistency, right? And so this is all we know, right? So number one, I have to, then the third one is to be positive, right? Is you always hopeful that you can get one. Right? Here always we say, believe everyone can need new scheme solutions. When I first come in, I don't believe. I say, who need? No need. I can buy something else cheaper outside now. Why need new scheme? Right? But then later I think about it, right? Hey, everybody needs good quality product, man. Everybody needs product that works. Everybody wants to be, why waste time, waste money, and all the other things that are not good? So if I were to tell them, right, they are able to get this faster, why not? So I believe, so I choose to believe. So actually, at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, is what do you tell ourselves every day? What do you tell ourselves every day? You tell yourself to be positive every day. You tell yourself that there's abundance every day. So much things that you talk about. So this is something that we can do. All right, we can be positive. Now, of course, we have to gut all of this, lah. We have to gut, right? We have to gut, right? That's why we talk about increase your antioxidant level. Why you want to increase your antioxidant level? Drink more G3. Why? You want to fight against radicals, free radicals, ma. You want to make sure that you're in a purple zone, ma. You don't want to get sick, ma. Why? You want to gut your nutritional health, ma. Then the latest data from Stanford say, I can be younger by 4 to 5 years. You want or not? I want, ma. So what do? I increase my I gut, no, my health, no. Okay, so the same thing, right? In my positive, then how? I got my mindset, no. I got my mindset, no, against all of those people that are toxic in my life or whatever. I will meet one. The life is not perfect, right? But I got, no. How do I got? I come back to CMC. I come back to the system. I come back to all of this to recharge. So whatever I'm sharing with you, brothers and sisters, is not rocket science. You all know all of this. Everybody know. Everybody can do. Okay? So that's a little bit about being positive. Now, again, all of these are things I talk about, right? Is we know, but sometimes we don't do, right? Sometimes we don't do. Why we don't do, right? Is because it's this word called discipline, right? We all know, we had discipline masters when we were growing up and all that. We need people to go and, hey, don't talk loud, don't be too noisy, all of that, right? But now, when we're in our business, we have to talk about self-discipline. We already know, so we do it ourselves. So it's something, a challenge. I know it's a challenge, but it's something that you can practice on. Practice, practice, practice. Right? So why you want practice? Why do you want this? Is if you think about what you will get when you do 10K, right? When you have 10K and you're able to duplicate 10K, right? So you are able to have a big volume in your group, right? And you're able to have your outcome that you want, right? So you need to do this, right? This one, one. You have to one, right? Now it's the same thing also when you open up your shop, you also have discipline. If you open up your shop at 8 o'clock in the morning, you must open, right? So a lot of times it imposed on you. So you have that discipline. But here we have to cultivate ourselves to be disciplined ourselves, right? So it's something that we can learn. So we discipline in what way? Again, we go back to planning, right? Discipline on a check line, our timeline, right? 7, 14, 21st, right? Every week, where are we regards our results, right? So we have to be disciplined to meet it. I'm not saying that you have to meet it all the time, but if you don't, you have to control yourself and come back again to see how you can do it. Okay? So now we talk about what else? We talk about massive action, positive mindset. Now is, of course, when you go out, right? When you want to become a master, right? Of course, you want to improve your closing ratio, right? The higher you have, the more master you are, lah. That's what mastery is all about, man. So when you first start, of course, you don't have so many closing. Your percentage is lower. So it's normal. Why is it not lower? It's because you are learning how to close, right? You're learning how to help people, which perhaps maybe for some of you've never experienced this before. Help people, then who help me? Some of this, we have this kind of thoughts, right? But we have to quickly reprogram ourselves. If we want to increase the closing ratio, right? You have to reprogram yourself, right? So this one, through our system activities, our system education, we will learn how to help people, right? Now, so heart of helping people is you really want to help. So how do you help people, right? Is first you have to listen to people first, correct or not? Otherwise, how to help? Right? So I always tell my friends, right, is when I go and see a doctor, what do they ask you? Okay, Ron, what's wrong with you today? So what did the doctor say? They asked me first, ma. So I speak, so the doctor will listen, So then only I know, okay, oh, hey, doctor, why you think I'm like that? Oh, okay, because of this. Explain to me. So I will give you this, you try this one, you'll be good. You come back in 2 days. Usually they ask me to do that one. You come back, you take this medication, you come back in 2 days. Why? Because sometimes they're also not sure that the medication will help you or not. Based on their experience, it should help you. But sometimes your condition can be different. Like say you take and you come back and do. So what does he want to do? He wants feedback from you, right? So it's the same as us, right? When we do that, right? We go and listen to people. We want to help. Hey, actually, you say you got leg pain. Why you got leg pain? Oh, this. Oh, I see. When happened? Hey, you put on weight. When did you put on weight? How long ago? What caused it? What do you think? So a lot of all this, right? You must ask. Oh, you want to lose weight? Take the every show confirm one. Huh? You never know how I lose weight. Why suddenly like that one? Of course, it's confidence. But if you are able to listen to me first, right? Will I feel better? I'll feel better one. I'll feel better one. If you listen to me, you help me, you sincerely want to help me, you clarify, so I will most likely listen to you. Right? So number one is we all have to have what we call helping heart. Okay. So I maybe here I share a little bit of the story, right? So like, for example, of course, when I go and talk to my friends and all that, right? So sometimes I will, you know, sometimes most of the time when we find people already have a need, then we provide the solution. But sometimes you will come into a case like in this case, I found one of my friends, they say, hey, yeah, Ron, I know that you're doing your weight management thing. I'm also on another project. Wow. Okay, I guess. Go on already lah, on another program. So what program are you on? So he told me this program, no? Then I said, hey, how are you doing? I said, okay, I'm not bad. I've lost about 3 kilos. Wow, looks clear. Wow, so then how? I got chance or not? Most likely you think, gone lah, no chance lah, right or not? No chance already ma. So then I, bo pian lor, no chance now lah, no chance now, right? So I don't do any closing sales. So I ask more, actually, how long have you been wanting to lose weight? And why you want to lose weight? Oh, I want to start a family. The doctor asked me to lose weight. Then they tell me a lot. So through that, we started to be closer, so closer. So what do I do? I just say, hey, you really need to put on the program, whatever you program you did. I think if you do well, focus on it, you can do well, right? So she said, okay. I say, hey, thank you. And then I tell her, you make sure you eat properly, and things like that, right? So sometimes I eat a balanced meal, take more protein, don't take so much carb, the white carbs, that's why I help her. So she, yeah. Also, my coach also tell me that, right? I have to keep remembering. I say, it's okay, no problem. You wanted to lose weight, because of starting family, you just focus on that, right? So we became better friends, right? So after about 6 months later, right, she called me up, hey, Ron, I want your program, huh? You want my program? Why? So she said, yeah, I need to lose some more. I haven't been disciplined. I didn't do well, I think I will do well with your program. Oh, I said, okay, can. Come. Right? So what did I do? Number one, I didn't say I give up, no chance already. Number two, I give confidence that my program works. And not only I give confidence, I actually demonstrate to you how to eat well. I know you're not my customer, but what's wrong with sharing with you? Nothing wrong. What? I just help you, I never know that it will come back. But sometimes it come back, right? So then I say, okay, I just deliver confidence to you. So that's something that it can help. So this is a real life thing that can help, right? So there's also another case I want to share with you, right? A friend of mine who know that I do this business for a long time, right? But he never buy anything from me. He never buy it. I'm sure you have friends like that also, right? Then out of the blue, one day he called me up. Hey, brother, you still doing that skin thing or not? What skin thing? That one, you lose weight one. Yeah. Hey, I want one set. So without asking, they say I want one set. So I never even sold, I didn't even sold, but they know I was doing it because friends, over time we talk, right? So of course, over the time I tried to sell to them, share with them, but they reject, they don't want, right? So then now they want, right? So then of course I quickly settle the order, Then I go there and I ask them, hey, wow, how to get sorted, and all that, right? Then I say, hey, brother, by the way, why you why you suddenly call me out? Oh, I know, you've been doing this business for a long time. You've helped a lot of people. But I say, why you want to start now? Oh, my blood pressure. My doctor went and tell me that my blood pressure went up already. I have to lose weight. He said, either I lose weight or I start to take medication. I say, I don't want the medication. So I lose weight. Oh, I see. Okay. Then how? Well, then I try I say I go exercise I jaga my diet. After 6 months, cannot happen. Oh, then I thought of you, like that, like that also can, right? So I think over the time, and sometimes what I'm saying is don't underestimate what you have been helping people or sharing people, right? So I think if you don't push people to buy, people will remember you, people will come back to you. If you add value to them and tell them that this is what I do, this is what I do to help people, right? They will come back to you when they are ready, right? So a lot of all this is me, right? It's me, right? It's us, right? On how we can improve it is we continue to help people without expectation of getting it back. Of course, when you have this kind of 10K goal on your although you cannot tahan, you want to close. So this is a skill. So this is a skill aspect, right? I think it's very simple for somebody to do. If I give you a target and ask you to do, then you're like a mad dog, like that, chung, like that, and you want to close. Of course, you can close. Not saying you cannot close, right? When the timing is right for the other person, you can close, but 90% of the people you scare away, right? So we all know that, right? Because when you hear somebody who come after me, I also get scared, I also push away, right? But if I know that, and if I have the skill, the kung fu to say, okay, I have 10% closing. I have to 90% will reject me one. Then what I do, I continue to do, I continue to do, right? But I cannot have that pushy, bad attitude and things like that, right? Because I know I will push them away, right? But if I have that heart of helping people, right, they will come back, man. Right? So here comes about what we call about do not compromise. So that means, hey, I have to go and do so many to close 10% only, 20% only, so low. How? Do lah until you become good, lor. Right? When you become good, you become expert when you're able to present yourself, you're able to diagnose properly, if you're able to listen and connect properly, these are all skills, man. So once you have a lot of all that, right, your closing will increase. So that's how you improve your closing ratio. So it comes back to having practice, right? Practice all the time, right? So those are some of my couple of stories. I think I've shared one with you. And then I think maybe I share one more with you with a person that I didn't expect to close on. Right? I didn't expect. Sometimes we have all of this, right? So I have one of my friends that I helped, right, to lose weight. Then he was very happy. He lost about 10 kilo. Then he said, Aaron, we must help my friend. This guy, right? He said, hey, I will set it up, right? I will set it up, and then you go and talk to him. Right. So he didn't have confidence, but you go and talk to him, right? You go and convince him. I asked him to do that. I said, are you like that? Okay, never mind. So we met, no? We met. So there was my customer. He brought a friend, a prospect. And along there, he had another friend. Another friend was very skinny fella, right? Very slim fella, right? And then they were having drinks, and then I came on and said, hey, here, come, my weight management expert. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Everybody laughed, everybody laughed, right? And then, oh, I know how I lost weight. And then the guy told the skinny, this one you don't need one, you don't need one. I want to talk to this friend. So he was very focused, right? But he sort of prejudged this guy, you don't need, right? So then there I explained, I shared with them all of this, why the program is good, blah, 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 and all that, right? So then at the end, I asked the intended prospect, so how? You want chocolate or vanilla? You want to get started or not? So the normal answer come back, well, let me think about it. Normal, right? Let me think about it, right? Now I want to try out some ways. It's okay. You can, no problem, right? So we're already slated for follow-up, right? So of course we try again, right? So it's slated for follow-up. Then this prospect left. Then the skinny guy, right, sitting on there, asked me this question, Ron, does it really work? Does it really? I said, of course lah. Then number one, blah, 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 and all that, right? Okay, I want one set. Wow, like that also can. Right? So of course the guy also shocked. Hey, what you want lah? Oh yeah, you don't know. I've been to the gym, right? Almost every day. I cannot get my six-pack out. I want my six-pack. Wow, there's this layer of fat now. Hey Ron, you show me that picture all up, can or not? I said, you exercise or not? If you exercise, sure confirm can or not. He said, yeah, I do. So he bought one set, no? He bought one set. Then when I went back to his office, the next day after I brought the stuff, right, went to his office, his business partner was there. His business partner also took one more set. Right? So like sometimes, right, when you help people, right, you don't know where that message go across. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that you need to we all need to do lah. Help more people. Most important is deliver confidence, because the guy has been trying to lose his fats lah. He wanted to have the six-pack, right, but he couldn't, right? So all that he got from me was the confidence, right? So in fact, while I was also focusing on the guy, he was listening, so of course I also talked a little bit, and so the confidence was delivered, right? So he wanted as well, right? So these are some of the things that can help us, right? So don't limit ourselves, help more people, deliver this. When you think about delivering confidence, right? Why not deliver? How many testimony do we have? Can you count? There's thousands, right? How many years have we been number one in Malaysia or Singapore? Minimum 8 to 9 years, right? So are you not confident, man? Right? So to me, it's a de facto one, confident. So how do when I'm confident, what do I do? I speak louder lah. Sure can one. Just like that only, Right? Speak louder lah. Have more courage. Oh. I go and tell people lah. I represent number one. Hello. I'm not saying I represent number two, or maybe a program nobody hear of one, trying to break into the market. What for and do all that? I might as well go with number one, right? So number one is courage. Oh. So number one, courage. Once I have courage, I have confidence. All of us can have one. This confidence is not, I tell you, and you can have it also. Why you have confidence, I tell you, very straightforward. Because you are testimonial, ma. You're not proud of your 10 kg loss, man. You're not proud of your testimonial photo, man. Of course you are, right? So the confidence is already there, right? The third thing is whether you commit to the 10K goal or not, no? You have to do every day one, ma. You meet, right? When you work, you have to do, right? So I mean, I not say I said to tell you lah, but when you do this business, what must you do? You have to work every day, leh. While you're building this business, what must you do? You have to work every day, leh. When you go and work for somebody, what must you do? You also work every day, ma. Right? When you start your own business, what must you do? You also have to work every day, ma. Like this business, we do different kind of work, lah, but we still have to work, leh. You know what I'm saying? So we have to commit, right? We have to commit. So the last C that we have is we have to care for people, right? We have to care for people. This one you cannot just say, the one done, I chop you, the one done, I chop you. You can chop, but the people also chop you back, lah. Right? But if I care, people also care back for me, no? So it's life, lah, brothers and sisters, right? Just do good and good will come back to you. I don't need me to teach you, right? But I think it's just a good reminder, right? I think it's a good reminder that we all can do this, right? So it's just that you have to continue to do every day, every day, every day. Then you become better. That's about it. Okay. So I think I'm already coming to the end of the session, right? So this is where our New Skin founder, right? You say, if we can help, if I can find one more person to help today, right? So if you have this mindset, right, it's very good one. And I'm sure you all have one. You all have one. So where is the person that I need to help? It's all in your name list, no? You write down all your name list, and then you look at your name list. So why I want to help this fella? Why? You're putting, if you don't, you got leg pain, how? This is okay. Then go and help, right? So if you can help, you can find one person to help. You cannot. You cannot. So this is not rocket science. I always say it's not rocket science. You can, but you need to have that wanting to help people mindset. Okay, so again, you will also have challenges, right? It's not new. If you have a family, your son, your daughter also have challenges, right? Every time they learn how to eat, they learn how to walk, also got challenges. What did they do? They teach us one more time again, do again, do again. One more phone call, one more text, one more influence. Influence this one cannot, never mind, one more time. Trust me again, one more time. Right? It is something that we can learn from ourselves when we were younger. We can learn from our kids as well, right? Something that something that you can do. All of us can do, right? Right? So it's again, I always say it's nothing new, but it's always a good reminder, right? So again, we set ourselves, shift our focus, right? Again, all I tell you, everything is not knowledge because you already know, but it is a skill, right? So how do we learn a skill? Through practice. Right? So today, if you go out, you're excited, go and share, go and share. If you fall down, then how? Follow what to do? Quick, stand up lah. So what? What's the big deal? Falling down, right? People say no, it's okay They say no to me. Hey, you started on another program already or not? Oh, not yet. I still got chance. I follow up, lor. Started another program already. Never mind. You still come back to me, right? Wait lah. At the same time, continue to add value, lor. You know what I mean or not? It will always come back, right? So long as you are doing this business, you keep telling people you're doing this business, and you keep showing up, through the way you look, the way you take care of yourself, the way you take care of your mindset. So all of this is what is skill, right? I can tell you all of this, but if you don't practice it, no use, right? So today, again, we're so grateful that we have our coaching masterclass every week, right? Every week where we can learn from people again and again and again and again, right? And then we can practice again and again so that we can all success together, right? So that's why we are here together, my brothers and sisters, so that we can success together and together we succeed. Okay, so that's my sharing for today. I hope you enjoy the session. I hope it can be of benefit to you. So I'll pass it back to you, Joe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Wow, thank you so much, Ron, for your impactful, empowering sharing. I think I can listen to you hours and hours easily, man. You are awesome.